Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Awaken to Happiness Now Global Series. I'm your host, Shefaliburns. Thank you so much for being here with us today. If you're new to me, new to my show, new to my channel on YouTube, please do subscribe so you can take advantage of all the current shows, all the previous shows, all the shows coming up. It is my deepest wish, desire, and intention to bring to you these amazing speakers who are sharing their wisdom, their teachings, their experiences, their processes, their activations, etc., so that we can all thrive, so that we can all awaken to happiness now. And so today, my dear friend Natasa Stojanovic is back with us, and we're going to be talking about ocean whale and dolphin magic for new beginnings. And so, some of what we're going to talk about is what is 2026 inviting us into, the unseen alignment that sustains your light, tools for grounding and expansion, messages from the ocean and the cetaceans for our journey ahead, 3 ways to co create with ocean, whales, and dolphin energy for ascension. Of course, Natasha is going to be bringing through a ocean light and whale magic activation, and we'll take some live questions as well for all, excuse me, for all of those who are here live with us today. So, for those of you who don't know and Natasha, she's been with us many times, and so we love having her back. I love the whale energy, the dolphin energy, the ocean energy. I just love it. There's always so much wisdom here for us from them. So Natasha is an ocean light language channeler, a multidimensional healer, and soul purpose mentor with over 20 years experience in leadership, team development, and personal and spiritual growth. She helps heart-led leaders, healers, and wayshowers transform limitations into higher potential, stepping fully into their gifts, purpose, and vibrant well-being. Natasha blends trauma-informed healing, ocean light channeling, whale and dolphin-led transmissions, and practical coaching to support clients in living their dreams with authenticity, clarity, and embodied aliveness. So everyone, please join me in welcoming Natasha back to the show. Natasha, welcome back.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
I always love these shows because like I said, I love the activations, but I just love the dolphin energy and the whale energy and the ocean energy, and your light language always does something to me for sure, right? It really definitely activates something within me. And of course, we always seem to be on the same page as well, which is always a bonus. So, a lot of I always go off script, as you know. Yeah,
Good.
I always just go with the flow. So, we are talking about ocean whale and dolphin magic for new beginnings. And really, even though we're in February, it's still early 2026. And we just, the Lunar New Year just began day before yesterday. And it is the year of the fire horse as well. So, what do you think 2026 is inviting us into? I mean, not what you think, but what guidance are you receiving about 2026?
It is a beautiful question. You see, 2026, I want to say something before I start. And that's my main invitation for everybody. And that is to check with your heart. Whatever I say, whatever anybody else says, always check with your heart, check with your inner knowing. Because I feel there is so much noise out there, also about 2026 and all of that, and the Chinese New Year and this and that. And honestly, we're not all at the same point with this. So everybody has their own space and place. Everybody's in their own evolution, and you're exactly at the perfect spot, whatever you need to be. So just wanted to say that. And whatever I say, also check whatever, even if it's dolphins or whales or whoever is being channeled, or if it's a mentor, another mentor, just check with your heart. What do you feel about right now? What do you feel about where it's calling you in the next few months? And now I'll share. So at the equinox, the last equinox, I've connected deeply with the whales, and it was a really interesting experience because first it felt as if they were leaving us. And then I realized, no, they're just calling us into our leadership. And they were literally showing me, like, when we come back into our leadership, they are there all the time. They're supporting us, but it's about us taking the lead. And then as the months went by and I felt into 2026, what came up a lot was that, hey, it's time for all of you to truly step into your light, to truly anchor it in, like bring it to physical reality. And what that means is your dreams, that which is really in your heart. we are really invited to sing our sacred song, whatever that is, for each and every one of us, to show up for what we feel that what our heart is calling us into, our soul is calling us into. Our soul speaks through our heart. And that's the new beginnings. And at the same time, obviously, with that renewal, before renewal, there's transformation. There's parts we're letting go. And we've been shedding a lot. It was like the year of the snake and the shedding last year. And I don't feel like it's like, oh, that's until New Year of the Chinese New Year, and then it's over and now it's new beginnings, because that misleads people into, oh, wow, why am I not there yet? Why is it not happening for me if it isn't, right? And so I feel that we're really invited to ask ourselves the questions, what do I truly, truly want for myself, for my family, for how I want to live? You see, maybe for you that is moving to another place. Maybe for you that is just starting a new hobby, something, or learning something new that you wanted. It doesn't matter what it is, but just that each and every one of us is invited into thinking about it, maybe journaling. What is it that my soul wants to bring through? What wants to emerge from me? What do I really want? And then also focusing on that which is really essential and having the courage to let go of the rest. And allowing the unaligned parts to release. And that can mean that you're just sitting with it and allowing, if you want something new, you're becoming somebody new, right? If you want a totally new life, you're probably becoming a new person in a way. You're becoming more of who you are because you're living what's true to you. And in that, there will be patterns, there will be beliefs, there will be maybe wounds, there will be thoughts that you realize they're not aligned with what I really want. So if I want to build a resort and I feel like I'm unworthy to lead these beautiful retreats, then that's the part that needs to release. That's the part that needs to transform and come back into love, into wholeness. And so it's actually these things. So one is the renewal in asking ourselves, what do we truly want? Where do we want to go? And then also releasing the parts that are not aligned anymore. That's still happening from what I'm getting and what I'm feeling also in my own life. I've been releasing quite a lot over the past months, like all of us. And I'm still emerging from that. It's still happening, part of that. And so that's the main thing. And the whales, with their invitation to step into our soul aligned leadership and to step into that unique song that each of and every one of us is here to sing for ourselves and also for the world. That's actually what they've shown me for that new year mainly. And then that alignment that you mentioned, and I can go into that or now or later. If you have a question, I'll give it back to you.
I was just going to say, especially the piece around the shedding, it didn't end the day before the new lunar year started, exactly. For sure. Right? It's a continuous process if we're willing to let go and if we're willing to be vulnerable sometimes as well, right? And so I know last year I did a lot of shedding, and like right now at this point, I feel pretty good about how much I've shed, to be honest, right? But at the same time, that shedding was a process that needed to happen, right? And so now once that shedding, so much of it had been finished, there's always more, but a big bulk of it, now it seems like there are new energies coming in, new ideas, new insights, new projects, new ideas that I had earlier, but I was still shedding, so it was not the right time. But now the timing is better for it, right? So there is always a reason for the shedding to happen. right? And if we're willing to allow ourselves to be vulnerable and allow it to happen without judgment, without going into the story, without going into the past, without the woulda, coulda, shoulda, all that wonderful stuff, right? And just allow it to be with compassion and grace, because the soul is wanting to release and let go of those stories, but retain the wisdom and move on to the next chapter, or the next next what it desires to achieve or complete or step into, right?
Yes, and I love that you're mentioning the divine timing, because sometimes the time needs to be right, and we can't even fathom what is evolving for us, and we can't even fathom when the right timing is. And so it's also about having that trust that when it's divine timing for you, it will happen. And so we are still sitting, many of us, in the unknown. And just that faith and the trust and the calmness of, okay, show me. And if you're not there yet where you feel like you should be, then let that go. Allow for the timing to be right, and just look at, okay, what's happening? Start observing with love, as Shefali said, with love, with compassion. Okay, what's happening in my life now? Oh, and things will start coming up. And then it's maybe time to release that. It's maybe time to transform that, whether you do that through compassion with yourself and just allowing it to move through you, or whether you get help and it can release. And then things will open up when it's time. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think the unseen alignment that you're talking about too is part of the divine timing, but it's also, I'm gonna let you speak about it. But when I
Yeah.
think about the unseen alignment, for me, it's about the soul's timing, when what the soul is wanting to experience and bring through next. That alignment, being in alignment with your soul's wisdom, your soul's choices, because we are just here as a personality, as a body for this short period of time. Our soul is what travels, for eons, right? So it knows better and more what the next step is, or what the next experience is going to be, that is for its highest good and for ours at the same time as well, because we're not just here as a passive spectator, right? We are co-creating our reality, our experience as well, right?
Yes, exactly. We are co-creating. I love the soul alignment that you're talking about. And the other part of that unseen alignment is actually something that we can do. And that's what I call energy mastery. It's also part of what the whales have shown me, is like they're saying, use your tools, use all that you know. Now is not the time to get distracted by scrolling, by doing 10 things at the same time. And I know it's really hard right now. And I include myself there as well. I've caught myself a few times going like, oops, that was not really my soul alignment, right? That was not in my energy mastery. So I had to come back to it. And there it's really that's something that we can actively do. And what I mean by energy mastery is, for instance, as always, your nervous system is your foundation. It's like, if you think of head, heart, and gut, you can think of the gut, if you want, as the nervous system. And then you have the heart, and you have the head, the rational mind, and the heart is for the emotions. And so it's an alignment of those three that you can then receive your highest guidance. Because what Shefali said about following your soul's guidance happens only when you are in a calm state. Like 99% of the time. There are exceptions where we are in absolute, desperation, and then suddenly God's voice comes in. People have experienced that. But mainly the way that we receive the daily guidance, the next step, the synchronicities, that we're even open to see them, is when our nervous system is calm and relaxed. So regulating our nervous system is your foundation. And then for me, energy mastery is also having the tools to come back into your heart space over and over and over again, reconnecting with your high heart, reconnecting with your higher self. as being in heart coherence, being in love, in joy, in peace, in calm, in these frequencies, they allow us to connect with our guidance, to be in trust and in faith. And then obviously self-care is part of it, and releasing the patterns that we talked about just before. So it's a whole, there's so much that we can do without really doing too much, right? And it doesn't have to be complicated. It might sound like a lot, but for me, for instance, I get up in the morning and I clear my energy. I consciously clear my energy from what I picked up through the night that is not mine, calling all parts of me in wholeness and love back to me, calling in my guides. That can be a thing of 3 minutes. You can extend it to 2 hours, whatever that is for you. But clearing your energy and then connecting with your heart, connecting with your higher guidance, maybe journaling, maybe not, depending on the time that you have. And then during the day, just using little tools during the day to get back into that state that you want to be. Like when we say happiness is a choice. So how can you choose happiness, or how can you choose presence even better? Because sometimes we're just not happy. Sometimes we are worried. Sometimes we are tired, or we are sad, or whatever that is. And when we can be fully present, we're actually in the highest frequency, because the moment that you're present with what you feel, you're not caught in it anymore. You're in a higher perspective. And so for me, it's what we're doing is holding that space of love for ourselves and compassion. And through that, we're also creating the ripple effect in the world, because the world, as we all know, looks very chaotic right now. And we all know it has to happen, yet it still can be a bit upsetting sometimes. And so if we can come back to divine neutrality, if we can come back to our heart, if we can come back to the connection with a higher perspective of our higher self, and just be neutral and in love and compassion for yourself first, for what you're experiencing, and then allowing that to ripple out, that's how you create an effect. And if each and every one of us during the day is far more in that heart space, then we're creating a huge field of love, of heart, of compassion, and that's having an effect. And there are studies that are showing that. And so we can actually shift the world without having to be, in that, oh, I need to have my purpose and to build something really big, to be a change maker. You can be that daily. And that, I believe, is a big part of the unseen alignment that sustains our light. Yeah.
Wow,
And the
I
light
love
of the
that.
planet.
Absolutely. Yeah, I just absolutely love that. And the thing is, you know, coming back to your heart, a couple of times a day, whenever you can, whenever you think of it, is going to help you as well as the planet and humanity.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a practice. It is a reminder, right? So I always tell my clients, put an alarm on your phone or something on your phone so that it'll ping every hour. And then in that hour, he's like, okay, let me get back to being present in the body, being present in the moment. And I think when you talk about grounding, for me, that's what it's about. It's about being present. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to, connect into Mother Earth for 5 hours. It means in the moment, are you here and present in your body in this moment? That is grounding. I always say, if you can focus on the bottom of your feet, that always helps, right? But if you are not grounded in presence, you cannot reach those higher states. Those are going to be very sporadic, and not, you won't be able to maintain that state if you're not present. So it's about being present and grounded in this reality, and accepting that you are here. That's a big piece as well, accepting that you are here in this reality, on this planet, at this time, because of a choice that your soul made. And when we say soul, it means you, really, right? That you made to be here. And so a lot of people, I think, are still fighting that, right? Resisting being here, because it's difficult. You don't, I mean, I'm not going to deny that, it is very difficult to be here. But the thing is, we chose to be here, and we chose to be here for our expansion, for our soul's expansion, right? So first, get out of your head, come back into your heart. Like Natasha was saying, come into your body, be in this present moment, and just, be grateful for that you are here. And then do other stuff that you want to do, right?
Yes. And I do the same with the alarm, setting the alarm. And there's a trick for all of you who have a brain like mine that gets very quickly used to that alarm. And then you go like, oh, well, I'll do it just in a minute. And then you may forget.
Oh,
So
yes.
what I tell my clients is, and what I do also is, or will do, because I just realized that, is change the tone of the alarm a little bit. So don't have always the same
Mm.
tone. And it will just, it will not make your brain get used to, oh, okay, that's this, but you go, okay, that's something. Oh yeah, I want to do it. And also the intention behind it to really commit and go like, okay, because the reason why we do that with the alarm is if you don't train your heart coherence during times when you feel good, then it's really hard to calm yourself and to come into that state when you don't feel good and when you need it most.
Yeah.
And so we train it. It's like, you go to the gym, you train in order to have muscles when you need to lift something, right? For instance. So you can imagine it like that. Yeah,
Absolutely.
beautiful. Yeah, that's beautiful.
And it's
And
so key, right? I mean, I am the type of person that I'm in my head a lot, right? I'm thinking, I'm planning, so there is a time and place for planning, doing all that wonderful stuff. But then there's also a time and place for being with you. And even if it's that 1 minute every hour, do that. But that's, I think we all have 5 minutes that we can spend with us, just us, without any external stuff, right? But that 1 minute every hour, like you said, Natasha, it's something that we have to train ourselves in the good times, because when the shit hits the fan, I'm going to be, blunt. When the shit hits the fan, you're not going to remember unless you've already got that practice, that habit, right? That you've embodied that already, because chaos is going to happen. Right, chaos is going to happen, things are going to happen, life is going to happen. And so you want to have these tools and these resources already as part of your daily practice, so that they will automatically happen, instead of you thinking about, okay, what do I need to do now? It's like, oh my God, I can't breathe. Oh my God, I can't do that. Like what is happening, right? So you'll be much calmer and in a better state to handle whatever life gives you, right?
yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And the reason why I love the heart coherence is that it really does a lot at the same time. So number one, it calms your nervous system. Number two, it helps your body's immune system. So your respiratory system gets coherent, your circulatory system, your digestive system, everything. So it's really, when you know how to be in heart coherence, it literally resets your body, your energy. Then it connects you to the portal of your heart. And that's something that the whales have been sharing as well, is that's their main message. And they have been sharing that again lately, is how powerful your heart is, that your power is in your heart. So connecting with our heart connects us with our higher self. It's the portal through which we can connect to everything, actually, to our multidimensional awareness. And it's also through heart coherence, it also has an influence on others. So I don't know if I shared that already once, but I remember that one time when I was on a beach and there were a few elderly people, and they were talking and they were complaining about this is happening and that is happening and this is not good and that is not good. And I was hearing that and I was like, just, okay, I'll go into my heart. That's it. And I dropped into heart coherence. I activated a little bit. I just stayed in my heart and allowed that to just be, without any judgment, nothing, just curious. And they started changing topic. They started laughing. They started having fun with each other. And so it's really very, very powerful. There's other tools, and I can, if you want, I can share another one that we can use to just drop into more calm, more stillness, and shift our frequency. But the heart is something that's really simple to learn when you train it. You really need to train it, yes, so that you
Yeah.
can use it when you need it. Yeah.
And, and also something even, again, simple is just putting your hand on your chest, on your heart chakra and breathing. That is also going to be a great way to connect with that heart space as well.
Mm-hmm. And I also I love breathing as if breathing in and out through your heart. You're still breathing deeply into your belly, but you imagine when you put your hand on your heart that you're breathing in through that heart center in the middle of your chest and out through the heart center. Just try that once or twice and then see what it does for you. You can do that too.
Yeah, absolutely. So there are so many tools and resources that are available to us. We just have to remember to do them, right? We just have to implement them and practice them. So, whatever we've talked about today, please start doing that, from today, and do it for at least a week, so that you can start to make that a practice, so that you can start to feel the difference. But keep going, like they say 21 days, but 21 days is not enough to actually change a habit. It's more like 40 days or more, but at least don't stop. Just keep, it's easy, right? So
Yeah.
we say it's
Okay.
easy, and it's like, but just do it, right?
And also, I see, if I may add that, that's the main thing. You see, when you don't do what you know is best for you, like if you've tried a few times, you go like, okay, I'll do it now, and then you drop out, and I'll do it now, and you drop out. You see, that's like losing weight with the diet. Most people
Mm.
know how to eat healthy. Most people know they should move, and all of that. Most people are very educated. Now, why we don't do it is because there's something underneath. If you realize that you really feel like, and I don't like the word sabotage yourself, because it's not that any part of you wants you bad. On the contrary, there's a part of you that wants to protect you or to help you in a way that doesn't turn out to be the best for you, but they don't know a part of you. We can imagine like that, self-sabotage. But anyway, if you feel like you're sabotaging yourself, then it's worth looking underneath with someone, because usually it's really hard to see that yourself. And so when I work with clients and these patterns happen, we look at the level underneath, and usually there's something that happened. For instance, I was working with a woman who it's something else, but she was doing all these things. She was really, really in a high vibration, and she was doing all the abundance things, right? Because usually it's abundance or health that are the main problem for people. And then in that session, I actually just realized there's something else. There's something else. And she thought she had money blocks. And in the end, it turned out that she had an experience in her life that was traumatic. And it was at the time when she had everything that she was working for. Everything was there. It was like served on a silver platter. And then something very dramatic happened in her life, and she lost everything she had. And so there was a subconscious fear, a part of her that wanted to protect her from something like that happening again. And so she couldn't even get to that point. And we just released that with ocean light language, with a little bit of more other techniques in one session. And 2 days later, her book was nominated, and she got job offerings after that, and things started flowing for her. So sometimes when you realize, oh, I seem to be sabotaging myself, there's something in, then there's a level underneath. But if you can, and if you realize now, oh, I know some tools and I'm not using them, then really start. It's going to be what's going to carry you through 2026. I do believe, check with yourself, that 2026 is going to be very fast. There's going to be a lot of things happening. Not only nice, I would love to tell you it's over and we're all ascended, but it's going to take a while, from my humble opinion. And it's going to be quite a bumpy year. And so if you have these tools at hand, if you use them, if you make yourself accountable to use them, this is your time. That's part of your leadership, is using those tools for yourself that keep you in a high vibration, that keep you in love, that keep you in calm and connected to your higher self. Yeah. So I go carried away, but it's so important for me. Thank you for listening.
Absolutely. And it's true though. Like there's no point having tools that you just put on the bookshelf somewhere, on some shelf somewhere. You have to use them. So I would suggest as well for folks to, if you can just make a list of some tools that you already know of, you already have, in your tool belt, and then to be as a refresher reminder, and then start using them. Right. And so I for one am not an advocate of doing stuff for 2 hours. I don't have 2 hours to sit there and do different rituals and different practices. I do not. Right now, my practice is about half an hour. Um, and that's, enough, but,
Mhm.
so, but to each their own and do what feels right for you. But I don't have that time to do 2 hours of stuff. But if you do, great, do it. Whatever floats your boat is what I always say. So now we've talked about some tools for grounding and ascension and expansion. Was there anything else around that you wanted to share?
Sorry.
Oh, just before you start, I'm just going to ask everybody who's here if you want to type in the chat some tools that you use for your daily practice. Why don't you share them in the chat for everyone?
Yes, that's beautiful because it inspires others. And maybe that's going to be part of the list then that you make. Beautiful.
Exactly. Yeah. So sorry, I interrupted you. What were you going
Yeah,
to
I
say?
can talk for hours about different tools because I've been a stress reduction and burnout prevention coach, so I can share many. But I think what's most important for people is to pick one that you feel you resonate with, and better make it shorter, but every day you do it, than to make it a long list of practices that you need to do every day and then you won't keep it. So better pick one
Yeah.
thing, start with that continually. If you go like, okay, I have one thing that's continual for me, add the next one if you feel like it. And also
Yeah.
it can be, don't stress yourself with that, because I feel that many people start stressing themselves with that. They run into spiritual burnout because they feel like, oh, I need to have exactly this morning practice and that thing, and it needs to be every day this exact half an hour or hour or whatever it is. And it doesn't. Sometimes you have 2 minutes, use the 2 minutes. Sometimes you have an hour, use the hour. Right? So use what feels good for you. Also, feel free to change the tools as long as they have the effect that you would like. So, I mean, with that, don't start eating chocolate if you know that it's not for you. But if you know that it helps you eat chocolate, what I'm saying is, use the tools that you resonate with and that help you best. Because when I do seminars with companies, sometimes I know that not everybody can relate to heart coherence. So I give them a
Mhm.
whole bunch of tools and they can pick and try them out. And then some people will pick heart coherence, other people will pick tapping, other people will pick working with the breath, other people will be humming, other people will be mindful, whatever it is, right? So, but you find your own thing that helps you and that raises your vibration, connects you with your higher self, and then you roll. Yeah. Yeah. And it can change. I change a lot. I change them. I don't keep always the same. I have my things that are part of it. And then sometimes my body wants to go for a walk. And that's my thing. Sometimes my body wants to sit by the sea. Sometimes I feel like, wow, I just want to connect with my higher self and journal. It doesn't matter what it is. You can shift that depending on how you function. Some people need always the same routine, and some people work better when they shift their routine. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So trust your knowing, right? Trust your intuition.
Yeah, indeed.
Um, I'm just going to ask one question because I want to make sure this is correct. It says here, I do an organ reset by Human
Human
Garage.
Garage. Yeah.
Is,
Yeah.
okay,
They're
that
beautiful.
I never heard of that. So it's like I want to make sure that was actually correct.
Yeah, Human Garage, they're amazing. They've found a way to work with the fascia to release emotions and to reset the body in very beautiful and not harsh ways. It's not as harsh as that rolling thing that goes over your fascia, but it's very, yeah, they're amazing. They work with emotions and releasing them through the body. Yeah. So it's called Human Garage.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. And then she also does a clearing prayer when she wakes up and when she comes home. Also do one when you go to bed as well, I would suggest. The Ho'oponopono prayer helps as well. Yeah, and breath work for sure. Then Brenda says, I do Reiki every morning on all of my bodies, my day ahead, and my prayer bowl. Awesome. And Pragati says, I've also done Qigong and Gua Sha, if I'm saying that right. And okay, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, wonderful. And she went to the seaside last Tuesday. How lovely. Lucky you. It's beautiful. Smiling. Yes, absolutely. Smiling is so easy and so quick, and it definitely helps for sure. It definitely makes a difference in
Oh
your
yeah.
state, your mental state for sure. The easiest, most practical, and free. I go outside barefoot for 5 to 15 minutes. Stay in the present. Awesome. That's great.
Beautiful.
Yeah, if you don't have like a mountain of snow, absolutely go outside barefoot. Yeah. We
Amazing.
are in the cold and snow. We cannot go outside in bare feet. But if you can, that is awesome. I love it. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
I did once, by
Um,
the way. I
you
did
did?
once in the snow, but it was like I was walking uphill first until I got really, really warm, and then I took off my shoes. It was a very interesting
Wow.
experience. And once I did it when I was pregnant because I was so hot and had to cool down.
Mm, hmm. Yes, I
Yeah.
can see that.
Yeah. So it's beautiful. Yeah.
No,
Nature,
it can
nature
be
is
nice.
the healer. That's it.
Absolutely. Yes, go outside, go for a walk. Definitely. That is a big, big, big thing. Like if you can't walk in nature and if you're in the city, it doesn't matter. Still walk. You're still getting outside and changing your energy. And just imagine that you're in nature at the same time, right? So that's all good. Or by the seaside. Yes, I
And
love that.
and it's not only about the self-care. I just want to say that. It's literally when you need it to go a step further than the self-care. The self-care is amazing, and the morning practices and the evening practices, and that's what keeps you going and calms your nervous system, all of that. But there's things like how do you get present and really stay in trust and faith when you're in total uncertainty, for instance, for those who that happens to, right? And that's what I mean with energy mastery is we can learn that. We're not always in peace, we're not always in presence, but use those tools and then see when you need something else, what you need, and how you can adapt so
Yeah.
that you can stay in that when, as Shefali said, when the shit hits the fan, which happens for some of us, right? For all of us at some point, right?
Yes.
That you
Yep.
know how to stay aligned, how to still be able to access your higher self. And when you can't, how to, just most importantly, come back to self. It's not always like we don't always have the same access to our intuition, but we can always come back to our body, come back to self, and not allow ourselves, and that's something the whales have said, to be drawn into the drama and the back and forth. And what they've shown me is that it's about, like that black and white is as we stay in our energy mastery, the black and white, the right and wrong, the good and bad is going to just move into the distance because we're not playing that game. So it's like the dimensional thing, like three-dimensional, as people say, or 5 or 6 or whatever. So when you're in a higher perspective, you're holding the opposites of good and bad, right and wrong, and you can just see both and not be in that circle of being pulled down by it, not torn between it, and you can just be in peace. And I believe that many of us will need that. I have been needing it over the last weeks to get myself back into that. Okay, it's not right, it's not wrong, it's not good, it's not bad. How can I be in that neutrality and access that higher perspective? And the whales have said, you are held. We're holding you. You are held. You're held by the universe. You're held. And just, it was such a beautiful message. There was nothing specific that I tied it to, but I wanted us to know that we are held and to also remember that we are held and loved and seen and that it's okay. And just as you said, we can actually be grateful to be able to experience, even though it's sometimes tough to experience everything that's going on, because it's such an interesting time to be on Earth. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And that's the thing, like no matter what's going on, if you can still stay centered in your heart, in your body, you'll be able to have different awarenesses and perceptions about what is happening. And then again, it's not always about, just looking externally. It's important for us to look within as well. What am I feeling? What am I thinking? What patterns are coming up? What beliefs are coming up? Why am I getting triggered? What is this trigger, happening here? And being with that, it's not always about questioning, but it's about being with it and allowing it to inform you. And so for me, some practices that I do daily is, of course, breath work, right? Pranayam, and meditation, mantra chanting, being present, mindfulness, right? All that kind of stuff, as well as um, uh, clearing prayers, I guess you would call them as well, right? So all those things can help you to stay present and be in the moment. And at the same time, start to open up your awareness to what's important for you or what is relevant for you in the moment. Not necessarily what's, relevant because of what's happening outside, but what is relevant for you in the moment for your life, right? And so sometimes we do have to take a step in instead of just stepping out and looking at it externally. It's about looking within. I love that. This is so interesting. Pragati says, I go hug a tree on my walk to the tube station. Awesome. And B says, it's all about bringing the love and peace of the practices into the rest of your life to allow it to grow. It's about embodying those practices, right? And when I'm scared, I put hands on my heart and tell myself I am safe. When I remember, and that's the thing. It is important to, if you can have these practices be a part of you, it's not about a remembering, it's just about accessing it in the moment, right? Feeling is healing, and then let it go and move forward. Absolutely. So we're never avoiding anything. We're not suppressing anything, repressing anything like that. We are being present with it. So I love all these wonderful ideas, practices that we can all start to incorporate into our daily practice. Not all of them, but you know, add one if you'd like for of the ones that we've shared. Um, all right, so Natasha, whew. And of course I love the messages from the ocean, from the dolphins, from the whales, for what we are going to be experiencing on the journey ahead. And like you said, they said we are being held. And that is something that I think we should all re reaffirm to ourselves, that we are always being held, we are always supported, we are always loved. And then from that space of being held, loved, and supported, how do I want to respond, or how do I want to act, or how do I want to be, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And also from the space of your own presence. Yeah. It takes a while to incorporate that I'm being held, I'm safe, I'm an infinite being of light. It's beautiful, but it takes a while for it to drop if you don't have it naturally. Some of us grew up naturally with that, and some of us didn't. And for those who didn't, it takes a while so it can drop into your heart. So we can know things in our head, and then we need to feel it. And I hope that when we do the ocean light activation, that you will feel, because it's quite strong frequencies, and that you will feel that love and that support. Mm. Mm-hmm.
And Pragati has a question about, she says a lot of the time she feels flat and she doesn't know what she's feeling. So what can she do to know what she's feeling?
Okay, so just focus on the sensations in your body. It's not the name that you give it as the emotion that you have, like I'm scared or I'm happy or I'm this or I'm that. Just get present in your body, and then when you say you feel flat, then just drop into your body and just see what's a sensation that sticks out for you. Where is that flatness, if you want so? Maybe you have a clear sensation. Maybe it's just a very subtle difference in your body. Or maybe you get even an image, like you see something in your mind's eye. And then just be present with that and allow that to be with it as you would be with a little child. Just friendly, be with it with compassion, and just see, observe. And it will, if you're just in that neutrality and you observe it, whether it's a sensation in your body or whether it's an image that you get in your mind's eye or whatever it is, it will start to shift and change, and allow it to shift and change, and then see how you feel now. You don't need to know what feeling in our human terms that we say, like sadness or this or that, or anger or whatever it is. You don't need to know. You can just be present with it and allow it to dissolve. I hope that helps. And otherwise, let us know. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I'm assuming when you're talking about feelings, I'm assuming you're really talking about emotions. I think that's what you're talking about is emotions, right? You're not feeling the emotions, they're feeling flat, right? Um, and so then yeah, so then the question comes, I would ask myself like, okay, where did I get stopped from expressing myself, from feeling? So somewhere there was a pain, there was something that maybe had happened, and you were told to don't make a big fuss, or it's no big deal, or right, something like that, right? And so then you thought, okay, it's wrong. So people judged you for your emotions, and so then you probably felt like it was wrong for you to express and even feel, right? That's what, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so don't speak or feel. Yeah. And I like what you said earlier about you put your hands on your heart chakra and you tell yourself you're safe, right? That's important. You're safe to speak. And so you might want to incorporate, I am safe to speak, I'm safe to feel. It is safe for me to be seen, it is safe for me to be heard. Um, but of course, you can always work with Natasha, you know, in a personal session, and she can help work, unwind some of that and unpack some of that for you, and create that healing experience for you, right, Natasha?
Yes. I love that, even because I feel that it's really important that more of us step up to be seen, to be heard, to be who we are, and just be free. And I believe we all have that to a certain degree, or had that to a certain degree. I remember when I did my first video that I would upload to YouTube. It took me a few times to re-record, and I was sweating all over the place until I pressed record. I could never have imagined back then that I would just do workshops like this and online and do interviews. So we all have that, and it's absolutely possible to shift, to transform. And the way I work is with ocean light language, but also with tools from energy psychology, energy medicine, that's mind body healing tools. And but actually, once you get really present with that, which is happening, it will start also already shifting that consciousness that you have right now. So see how it develops for you over the next days, maybe after you've heard that and after you got aware of it, and then see what it takes. Yeah.
So, and I think, we've all experienced, I mean, I'm Indian, and you are as well. So we all have that programming of don't be seen, don't be heard. I mean, for me, it was like, don't be seen, don't be heard. Like, you don't exist. You're just, blending into the wallpaper kind of thing. Um, so it's interesting how now I'm a host of a telesummit and have been for like
Mhm.
a while now, right? So things do shift, right? And things can shift, but it also means, you know, like I still don't. push or force my views or things on people, right? Like people I'm with, but you know, I feel confident that I can speak my truth when I need to, but I don't always have to. Like I'm not I'm not going to talk about this kind of stuff with any of my family members because they are not my community. They're not my family. I mean, they're my family biological, but they're not my tribe, right? So just be cautious of that. But you can always journal as well and write how you feel, but don't send it to anybody, please. Sometimes people have been told by therapists, yeah, write down what you're
Yeah.
feeling and send it to the person. It's like, oh my God, it's just for you, not for anybody else, right?
Yeah.
So don't send it. But that's just my 2 cents about that.
Mm.
Yeah, blending into the wallpaper. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was funny. That's how it was in the past. I used to even stutter. I was like terrified to raise my hand or speak in public and like, oh my God. Right. So, but I can do all of that now, so it's no big deal. Isn't it more about living our truth, feeling and doing it? Yeah, absolutely. I'm living my truth. I'm feeling it. I'm doing it, but it doesn't mean I have to force my opinions and thoughts and feelings on other people, if that makes sense. Like if my mom, doesn't understand any of this stuff that I do, right? Like my activations, my healing, talking to galactics and blah blah blah. Like I'm not going to talk to her about it. I'm not going to say, Mom, like this is real. This is true. This is what's happening and blah blah. I'm not going to do that to her. She's not in that same wavelength or mindset to even understand it, right? But it's still true for me, and so I'll talk about it here. Yeah, just be it. Exactly.
Just
Yeah.
be it.
Not saying that. Not saying that, but we don't necessarily have to talk, but just be. Yeah, just be it. Be
Mhm.
you, and be happy. Right? Not everyone's going to get you. Don't expect them to. Not everyone's going to understand you. Don't expect them to. Not everyone's going to like you. Don't expect them to. I'm sure there are lots of people who don't like me, and that's fine. People will still judge regardless of what you do or don't do. So do what makes you happy. Plain and simple. Just do you, right? I always say that. Just do you. Do what makes you happy. And that's what I tell my kids. Do what makes you happy. So, they're very good, but like, we're just a little tangent here. I keep telling my daughter, keep asking her, like, so are you gonna get married? No, we're not gonna have a wedding. It's like, what? And she goes, no, right now we're talking about not gonna have a wedding. It's like, okay, fine. Do you be happy? But I would like to have a wedding, right? But they did compromise and say, Mom, when we do decide to do something, you will be there, but it will be private and secret. I said, okay, that's fine, right? But see, so I'm not imposing
Yeah.
my will, kind
Yeah.
of.
Yeah. Kind of.
But
Yeah, you're not going to have a wedding. I'm very neutral. I know that. That's the hardest. That's the biggest, I would say the biggest test is with family. It's always
yeah,
the biggest test, no matter what.
it's
But
so easy with all of you, but with
yeah,
with family members, it's the hardest. So
exactly.
yeah, we must not impose as my guide. Yeah, absolutely. Exactly, me too.
And
We don't impose. Practice it. That's what I tell my kids, but learning to do it for myself. Yes, practice what you preach. Family are my biggest triggers. No, no, family are your biggest teachers, not triggers. Change that word trigger to teacher. They're a blessing. They're
yeah,
a gift.
teachers, not triggers.
Okay,
Yes.
we're gonna come
And
back.
it's a beautiful gift, isn't it? When you think about it, I always imagine that maybe that story helps, if I may share it quickly. It
Sure. Yeah.
is, you imagine that at some point you've been in that other dimension as a soul, and you said, like, wow, I really want to share my gifts next time, or I really want to step up for who I am, or I want to learn to really live my truth and my dreams. And then your mom and your dad said, oh, wow, we're going to help you with this. We're going to help you with this. We're going to create that challenge for you that you can really experience what it means to speak your truth, because otherwise you can't experience it if everything flows just so. They came and they said, if you want to be our daughter, and you said, yes, I want you as my mom and dad. And they did it from love as a soul. And then you came here and you forgot, and they forgot. But honestly, that's why they're your biggest teachers, so that you can say like, thank you for showing me that I can speak my truth, and that's my path, and that's what I'm learning. And also with family, what I have realized with myself and also from others, I learned that once you really are your truth without having to persuade them that it's okay and that they should love you even though you're doing what they don't like or whatever, if you're just standing in that, okay, that's my thing, that's what I'm doing, and you own that, you really own it within, no fight, nothing, you just own it within with some calm presence, that's the moment when most families starts turning around. Not all, some will never get you, and that's also okay. But sometimes parts of your family may start shifting, but they can't as long as you're wanting for them to approve what you're doing, because you don't give them a chance. The moment when you own it, you take responsibility back, you don't make it dependent on them. So the weight is off them. And that's the moment when people can suddenly shift for miraculous reasons. And I know many stories like that, and I've experienced it in my life. Actually, my brother, just about a year ago, told me, like, I finally understand what you're talking about. And so, yeah, just stay focused again, presence in your body, work through those feelings, and then own it. And that will take time. Don't expect of yourself to do it right now or to have to be wherever you want to be. Just go with the flow with it,
Yeah,
and commit to it, and you will. And it's a beautiful feeling and if they don't get you, you'll still be okay. That's the beauty about it.
exactly. Exactly. And Pragati says you've hit it on the head. I want their approval. I need to approve myself. You don't need anything, but yes, you definitely don't need their approval. You just have to accept yourself the way it is. So no proving anything. No, I don't
Yeah.
even know what that means for myself. I want to say I have to approve of it for myself. No, I just accept it. This is who I am. I'm not perfect. Even that, it's okay. Right? I am the way I am. I am the way I am. And I love that story because I was going to share the exact same thing, Natasha, when you started talking about that. So it's like perfect.
Sorry.
That was just absolutely perfect. So yes, you are what you are. Yeah. And
Thank
this,
you.
we can all change, if there's something that we don't like about ourselves, but on the whole, generally, I like who I am. I accept who I am. Yes, I still judge some things, but I'm a work in progress still, right? But there's not very many things I judge, so I'm good. As far as I'm concerned, I was like, I'm good. There are some things that I will never be good at. So, if you want cooking, that's never going to happen. If you want somebody who cleans the house like crazy, it's never going to happen. So, cooking, cleaning are not my thing. But anything else, yeah, I'm there. That makes sense, right? So, some things I'm not good at. Those two things, I'm like, no, no. All right. Um, all right. So, what are some ways that we can co-create with the ocean, the whales, and the dolphin energy for our ascension, or just for our, creating our life,
Mm-hmm.
moving forward in
So,
our lives?
so one of the things that you can do is you can just observe and learn from your observation. So you could learn from what, if you sit by an ocean, or if you watch the ocean, or if you imagine the ocean can be very clear and calm. The ocean can be rough. The ocean can be stormy. The ocean can be anything. And just if you have the opportunity to sit by a beach and just, obviously somewhere where it's safe, and just observe, and then see, what does the ocean want to share with me? What does that mean for me in this moment? Maybe it's not coincidence that you come just in that moment when the ocean is very clear and calm. Maybe it's just rough and stormy. But just start looking at nature as, like a mirror, like a message that can come through. Ocean is consciousness. Ocean has consciousness and is consciousness for me. It's even more for me. And I can't prove that, but it's my inner knowing. And there are even scientists who say that water is the interface between the quantum world and the physical world. So the ocean is a portal. And so you can sit by the ocean and literally just be there and observe. You could observe, learn from the whales. How do, for instance, the sperm whales, I'll give you an example. The sperm whales, when there's a mom and a baby, they are always in a pod, so community. And when the mom dives down, she has to go really, really deep, and that takes a long time. It would be too dangerous for her calf, who needs to stay on the surface, because sperm whales dive for up to 2,000 meters and more. And so it would be too dangerous to stay alone. So there are always other whales who take care of the calf in the time when the mom isn't there. So if you feel like connected to a certain animal in the water, in the ocean, you can just learn from that. You can research a little bit. What do they do? How do they live? Why does that resonate with me? And you might get a message like that. So one is learning from it. The other one is like that physical connection. So number 2 is physical connection. So let's say you can really swim in ocean water. What if you entered it with absolute consciousness that this is not just an element? With awe, with gratitude. The ocean is life. The ocean is life force. The ocean gave us life. When we were in our mother's womb, we were in the same chemical, almost like 99.99% or something like that. Same chemical composition as the ocean, right? So we actually come from the ocean. We come etymologically is for words, sorry. How do you say? Shefali, help me. Where life comes from, if you track it back to the first bacteria, how do you say that? Evolutionary, maybe.
Evolution, yeah. Evolution is what I was thinking.
Life comes from the oceans. That was where, until now, we believe that every life on Earth, the first life on Earth, came from the oceans. Now, of course, we can take in the galactic form, but oceans are galactic as well. So it came from space, right? So again, life comes from the ocean. Life comes from water. And just with that consciousness, to connect from your heart to that body of water, whether it's an ocean, whether it's a lake, whether it's a river, whether it's the rain, and just connect and ask, do you have a message for me? And see what happens. Or pray for something. You can add a prayer to that. Go into the ocean, go like, please clean me, cleanse me. Thank you for doing this, or thank you for who you are. Just things like that. Whatever comes from your heart, from your inner knowing. And start that connection, start a relationship. So one was learning from the whales and the dolphins. If you're connected to them, which probably you are, you wouldn't be here. Looking how that resonates with you. The second thing is like the physical connection with the ocean, with the water. And again, you can work with it. You can start developing a relationship. You can ask questions. And be aware that where the ocean meets the land, there's a portal forming. And where the light of the sun shines on the ocean, there's also a portal forming. And just start to tune in multidimensionally a little bit, if that's something you do and you love, and see what comes back. What do you really see with your mind's eye? What do you see when you tune in? What energy is there? It has so many healing properties, and so much can come from there. And just start building that relationship. So the third thing is frequency. That is really tuning into the frequency of the whales, or tuning into the frequency of the dolphins, or tuning into the frequency of the ocean, or into a seal, or whatever that is for you that you love. You can do that by yourself, by having the intention dropping into your heart and just connecting with it. You can journal about it, and we are going to experience an ocean light language transmission where you will feel that frequency as well. So those are actually 3 ways of how you yourself can start connecting more deeply and see what of those resonates. So somebody's writing in, I love seeing the sunlight sparkle on the water surface. It's so beautiful. Exactly. That's for a reason. It is something really, really special and holy with an H and with WH as well. And just be aware of that and just allow these frequencies to work with you. Just be present with it, being present again. Yeah, that's so beautiful. Love that. And many people start feeling that, just as you're saying, like when the light sparkles on the water, there's something, your whole state can shift. So next time you're at the body of water, just look outside and see if you can see the sparkle on the lake or on the river or on the ocean, because all waters of our planet are connected. From the rain, from the clouds to the rain, that then informs every single living being on this earth. Like we all have, every rock has water inside, every tree has water inside, every plant, every animal, to the rivers, to the springs, to everything. Like everything is has water, a lot of water. We are, by molecular count, 99.9% water. We are by volume, we're around 60-70% water, depending on age. So connect with that magic it's within you, and know that water not only stores information but also can share information with you. The way that I tune into source is through connecting with the ocean. The ocean carries, or all waters, but most of our planet is ocean on the surface water, carries the codes from the very beginning and all that is. That's my absolute 100%, inner knowing. But it's also, if you look at research like from Veda Austin, what she has developed and what she has found out. If you don't know her, check her out if you're interested in water and the consciousness of water. It's just unbelievable. And she has been developing a way to freeze water in a way that she can get information from water. And it's not only that water stores information, it's also that water had the ability to answer her. And it's just mind-blowing. So water literally is consciousness and has consciousness. And for me, water is source, water is God. In a way, it's mind-bubbling, and I can't really put it into words. It's more of an inner knowing, right? We can't understand that with our physical, like rational minds, like what, it's impossible,
For
right?
sure.
But start
absolutely.
playing with it. Just start playing with it. Yeah. Ocean asked me to put my hands into the water to engage with the consciousness of the ocean. Exactly. Wow, beautiful. Love that. I just read that. The Ganges, a very holy river. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, beautiful.
I'm gonna have to do some more research into Veda Austin. I mean, I've heard of her. I looked at some things, but I haven't had the chance to go to work deeply with her
It's
protocols,
worth it.
etc.
It's worth it.
So
And she also worked with the autistic children, and it's just so beautiful. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. So that was amazing. And, so there are many ways for us to work with the ocean, whales, and dolphin energy. And, some of it comes from within. Like, how do I want to? Or they may be calling you, like Pragati was saying, the Ganges is calling her to work with her, right? So they may be calling you to work with them. So, be open to it. Trust your knowing, obviously, right? Trust your awareness, and then see what happens. So we are going to do an activation in just a little bit. I'm just going to quickly share the packages that Natasha has for us today. So give me 1 second here. You should be able to see my screen. So Natasha has 3 packages, so we're going to talk about them, A, B, and C. Packages A and B, you can use, there's a payment plan available, and for all 3, of course, you can use your inner circle gift code. Okay. So Natasha, you want to share a little bit about package A, which has two pieces to it, the energy mastery bundle and the 40-minute session with you.
Yes. So the energy mastery activation bundle is actually a bundle of activations, meditation activation, healing journeys that will help you to deepen your connection with your higher self, that will help you actually drop into that energy mastery that we talked about on a much deeper level. Because number one is an around 16 minutes activation to clear your energy and align back with your soul. So that's what we've talked about in the beginning. And it's just interesting. All of those came through differently. The energy clearing has ocean light language in there. It is beautiful to do for it's like three parts. One is clearing the energy that's not yours. The second is calling back your energy, which is an important part many people forget. They clear and clear and clear and don't call back their energy. And then obviously invite in your higher self and the alignment with your higher self. So that's item number one. Item number two is an ocean light language heart activation. So this is not just heart coherence, it is literally an ocean light activation. It helps you be more centered in your heart ground, be in your body, all of that, but also receive the codes of light. So the DNA activation, the heart opening and activation on a deeper level. There's also a transmission of the whales and the dolphins in the ocean. I don't make a distinction here because it's just how I tune in and allow it to flow through, but they were all coming through in different energies. And it's in English, so there's a message with that as well that you're receiving. It's a very powerful activation, that one. What I wanted to say, the clearing energy, you can do that in the morning. You can do it in the evening. Best is both. And then if you feel, whenever you feel in between, when you feel like you're off, you're not really yourself, or you really feel you picked something up, it's beautiful to do it. It just washes through you in a way. The heart activation, obviously, whenever you feel called to, you can do it daily. You can do it when you feel called to it. It's a very, very powerful one. And then you have the whale magic healing journey. And that was totally led by the whales. So what happened is that I tuned in and the whales came in. And I had this intention for it to be for restful sleep, but it became actually much deeper than that. So, because I know that many of us can't really sleep at the moment very well, that we wake up at 4 or we can't sleep until 2 or whatever that is. And then we sleep well and then we don't, with all that light coming in and everything happening in the field. And so, yes, this is just a beautiful healing journey that the whales are taking you through in a way, and help you replenish, help you heal, help you transform whatever there is in that moment for you. So these are the 3 activations. They're all around 15, 16 minutes long. And then you have a 40-minute one-on-one with me, where obviously whatever you come with, that's what we work on. And we'll connect with your higher guidance, and then we'll see where it leads us. It's a transformative session, so you will receive transformation. You will also receive help in embodying that transformation. And what usually happens is intuitive guidance. I may share an embodiment tool for you in the end, and we'll have a healing transmission so that you can transform what's triggering you or teaching you right now, as we said before. The ocean light language that comes through is specifically, and it's bespoke for you, obviously. And it's you can record the session, so you can re-listen to that activation to go deeper whenever you feel like. And you can read there, so what others have experienced and reported from that work can go from releasing fear to releasing pain to activating more of your power and your gifts. I always say that which is in your highest good will come through. that's how I work. So
Absolutely.
that's how it works. Yeah.
So that's package A. Again, it's 144. There's a payment plan available. And of course, use your gift code. And then package B is the 40-minute session by itself with Natasha. And so that's package B is 111. And then package C is just the Energy Mastery Activation Bundle for $44. Okay. So all three of them there. And there's some wonderful testimonials, feedback from folks who have worked with Natasha. You can check those out on the special offer page as well. And then there's a much fuller bio for Natasha as well, more information about her and how she works. So you can check that out. So the three packages again, package A is the Energy Mastery Activation Bundle and 40-minute personal session with Natasha for 144. And package B is just the personal session with Natasha for 111. And then package C is just the Energy Mastery Activation Bundle for 44. Again, payment plans available for package A and B. And if you are an Inner Circle member, please use your gift code for all three packages. Okay. So wonderful. Thank you so much, Natasha. I think these are awesome and amazing, and people can really have a transformation during the personal session for sure, but even the Energy Mastery Activation Bundle is going to help them to, like we talked about, those daily practices to help them be in peace and to work with even start to create or build a relationship with the whales and the dolphins and the ocean as well, right?
Oh yes, obviously, yes. And yeah, you definitely start creating a connection because the transmission of the frequencies is from that energy. And also I do believe that I know from experience from others who have listened to these activations that there is also transformation happening through those as well. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, that's what I figured as well. Awesome.
Mm.
All right. So so now we are going to be experiencing a ocean light and whale magic activation. Do we need to have any intention for this, or do we just are willing to receive?
You can have an intention, and you can also just say, I'll receive what is in my highest good. I would anyway make that intention that you receive that and only that which is in your highest good. Your highest self does that anyway, but I love to say that because I found out that people feel far safer when they can do that. Yes, and can relax
Awesome.
better. Yeah, and then you just
Awesome.
drop into your heart and allow me to guide you. You don't need to do anything, just notice whatever you notice. So easiest is to drop into your heart space, and I love to say connect with your core, connect with the core of Mother Earth, and then just open to receiving. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, let's go. Let's do it. Let's receive.
Yes. So just drop into your heart space, as I said. Maybe you want to put your hands on your heart and just connect in your body and take 3 slow, relaxed breaths. I will do the same, and then it will start flowing. All you do is just notice, be present in your body. You may experience tingling, you may receive messages, you may see codes, you may experience nothing. All is just as valuable. Just give me a moment. Ishu arana korana katea tea kushukututu arana taya. Usukutukutukutukutukutukutukutukutukutukushukatara kotea tea tea. Ushikata ku arana katashkutu kutukutukutukutukutukutukutuku. Achuaranna koshuktia ranna kokoea kokoara. Issakutua kakaea kokurana kikia oshkuturana katitia toa. Essaktutu urnikata ashktu a iarana kotoshkutetea kokorana katatatayana toa. Ia kokukukukukukuria kokeshkutura nakateshkti kashkutura katakatakatea teate. Ushakatakatakatea teate. Ushakatea kokea rana koshuktitia kokora nakatetea kokora nakatea tea tea te. So they're inviting us to relax, inviting you to just let go a little bit more, not expecting anything, not holding on to any intentions. Just be present in your heart and allow yourself to receive, free from judgment, free from expectation, free from attachment. Just be here and now. And drop even more into your body. So many light workers are trying to be up in the air. And we totally understand, because it is beautiful to experience all that multidimensionality and all the sparkling and all the light. And that being said, your job is not to stay up there. Your job is to anchor that light into your body, into your earth, into your communities, into your families. Yes, come back to your bodies now. You are safe to be in your body. Yes, yes, yes. Sikushe aranna kora nakatataea ora nakata. Iakokia kokokokokora nakatea shua tataya nana. Ua, 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 ua. There is some fear of being in the body now, shuarana kototoa, and in general. Shikora nakata sukutu. So we will do some light language to help you clear that fear. Shukatearana kushkatia kukura nakatata shtukutu katata nada kushukututututura nakate. Oshkatitia kukura katututu shukatati chu 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 chu. Sia shu. Uf uf. Ernakatushkatia kukukukuku. Shu aranakato ernakatushkatitia. Ushakate aranania nakoke. Ashokoto o ia nakoshi. Ia koke aranakototoea. Asuakate, asuakato. Koke arano sho akate o aranako toto akate akokushkatitia oranakatash tutu akake akokuranatata. Taking a deep breath in as if breathing through your heart space and all the way into your belly. And then releasing slowly and relaxed. And one more time, breathing in through your heart space as if breathing through all the way into your belly. And slowly releasing. And one more time, breathing in. And as you're releasing, let go everything you do not need right now. And drop into your legs and into your feet. And imagine dropping all the way down through all the layers of the earth into the crystalline core, the energetic core of Mother Earth. Connecting you with her body and with your own body. Remembering that you came here for a reason. Remembering that it is okay to be here. Remembering that it is safe to be here. Remembering that it was a good choice to be here. With gratitude. Yes, dear ones, you are bearers of light. You are here to anchor in the light. And you are supported, and you are seen, and you are safe. Isukuti, ishkututi, ishkati akukira nakatutua, ishkatia nana ura nakatetea. Yeah, so taking a deep breath in as if breathing through your heart and all the way into your belly one more time. And then just feeling into your body and just getting aware of what you feel like right now. Sensations that you feel, it's part of the embodiment to be aware of it. And then if you feel like it, you can wiggle your fingers and toes a little bit. If you want to, you can stretch a little bit. orient yourselves back in the room. Feel the support underneath your body, whether it's where you're lying on or sitting on, and maybe your feet are on the ground. Whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you. And taking a deep breath and just coming back to here and now. I hope, Shefali, that you're okay. Sometimes we are so in these, it's so strong, sometimes it's less, and then it's hard to talk for me even sometimes, even though I should be used to it. But you know the same with your DNA activations, right? Sometimes we're just,
Yep,
we need a breath.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Definitely
just
drink some water because it was quite a powerful activation and transmission. I mean, I'm still feeling it, and I was yawning a lot, of course.
yeah, drink water, listen to your body as to the rest that you need, as to the foods that you need. So nourish yourself really the way your body wants to, even if it's different than usual. Just listen to your body. Maybe you need to move more. All is natural. Just help your body integrate by listening to it. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I could take a nap now, which is
Yes.
that would be nice, but that's how I'm
I
feeling right
will
now.
take
But
a
I'm
nap.
sure
It's night here.
it is, yes, for you, yes, for sure. So, but I'm sure within a few minutes I'll come back to equilibrium and be able to function. But powerful, powerful. I don't even, to be honest, know what you said at all. I can't remember anything that you said. It's like I was gone, I was just completely gone, you know. So I have no idea what happened. I
I
just know I was yawning a lot and felt a lot of like a I don't know, like not like something here, definitely on the left side, you know.
Mhm.
So for a lot of activity there happening, which is fine. But yeah, beautiful and calming. Cindy says, "Oh, awesome, great." Because I don't remember at all. I just know that I was yawning a lot, and I told myself, you know, I choose to receive, and I remember I said that during the activation as well as as before as well for myself, and then after that, no idea. So thank you.
Mm. You're welcome. And just, if you want for everybody, if you feel you would like to receive that again, you can always go back to the recording and or you can just imagine that you're connected, play with it however you feel guided to.
Yeah.
And it was a lot about coming into the body. It was really interesting. I didn't expect that, but people were somewhere and it was like pulling us. It
Pulling
was
us down.
the group was I haven't experienced that in that way before. It was really interesting. Yeah. And
Yeah, no, it was great. It was great. Pragati said, I love the light language. I did remember hearing light language. It sounded like relatives chatting away, tingling near my right ear. I tasted salt water in my mouth. Oh, that's interesting. Wow.
wow,
Awesome.
love that.
And Julie said, this has been a fabulous experience. Thank you. So relaxed. Good. And B is asking, what was being said in the light language, if you remember, Natasha? Because sometimes
The light language
you may not.
itself is not something like a language that we translate and understand word by word. The light language is actually a transmission of codes, light frequency, sacred geometry. So you're getting a huge packet of information. And my brain couldn't, explain whatever it is because nobody's brain can do that. And so it's not a language to understand, but you can be sure that your higher being chooses and you will receive exactly what you need. And the rest that was in English, that's then the transmission that comes through that I'm bringing through or being guided to say, that is then in English. That's for our minds also to understand. Yes,
Yeah, so I feel like what you're saying in English is can sometimes be an interpretation of the light language.
it
Like
can.
a little bit, not 100%, but the gist of it, right?
Yeah, yes. And the part about, that it was the light language, part of the light language was about bringing us back into our bodies and reconnecting us to the earth and the anchoring in of the light. I don't remember everything, myself as well, but it's not like that's the translation.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so the light language is so much more than that. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. But that's just a small little taste of
Yeah.
what the activations are like, what the light language is like, and just what you felt. Like how did you feel during the activation, during the transmission? That's more important than the actual words or information that is being channeled, right? It's much more about how you felt during it. And of course, yawning is a great indicator of releasing as well as shifting your energy field, right? And it really means that you're receiving whatever you know, was being channeled at the time. And Pregnant says, I feel very safe. Awesome, good. So let's just hold on to that, keep that with you, that feeling of safety and that feeling of connecting with the ocean light, because yeah, I think you said that you tasted salt water. So that's, that is a connection for you to or that it could be a sign for you to connect more with ocean light and the whales. So you are already starting to feel that connection, I think, and building upon that relationship. So it's awesome. That's great, 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 great. Yeah, in the amniotic fluid, the oceans. Yeah, awesome, good. Yeah, that was. See, now I'm back. So now I'm fully back, but I've integrated the activation, the healing, the transmission. It's been integrating these past few minutes when I've been talking, but not really like be here 100%. But now I'm back. So just be with that energy. And again, like Natasha says, I will have the recording out in a little while, and you can go back and experience it again differently, right? So experience the activation again.
Yes, and Pragati, she said also that it felt like relatives chatting, and so if you feel like that this light language stirs something in your soul, if you feel like, oh wow, sometimes people tell me, it felt like coming home, or they tell me it felt like I know this from somewhere, but I never heard it before. Usually it means, and for you, I feel that you have a strong connection to the ocean and to waters. There's not a coincidence that you are listening to Veda Austin and all of what's going on for you. And so there is a strong connection for you, and just feel. And if you feel like this is something I want to pursue, then follow that. It's part of who you are and why you're here and what you're bringing. Whether you're going to share that with the world or you're going to share it with yourself, it doesn't matter. It's just listen in, because it feels like there's a lot for you that has been coming through. So I just wanted to say that it feels like there's an invitation for you there. Yeah, there's a reason that you resonate so much. Mm.
Beautiful. And I like what you said, Natasha, about, it doesn't have to be for the world, it can just be for you. So that takes the pressure off. And I think it's important to do it for yourself first so you can start to work with it, get familiar with it, embody it, and so on. And then if you want to take it out into the world, that's, feel free to do that, right? But first, I think it's important just to do it for you and to strengthen that connection, that relationship between you and the ocean or the whales or the dolphins, however it works for you. That's beautiful. I love it. Thank you. Oh, this was wonderful. What a wonderful call. I loved it. Thank you so much, Natasha, and thank you everybody for being here, for sharing in the feedback in the comments. I love that. There's so many different practices that came through when we were talking about it earlier. So it's wonderful. The activation obviously was wonderful. And of course, Natasha's offers are amazing, so please do check them out and give yourself the opportunity to work with her one-on-one or with just the bundle if you'd like, right? The activation bundle. But either way, it's going to be transformative for you. So please do take advantage of that. Um, so yes, I will have the recordings out in a little while. So take advantage of that again, the wisdom plus the activation as well. And thank you so much, Natasha. This was great. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. It's always great to be with you and your wonderful people.
Yes, it's so beautiful. Thank you so much. And I think we all are so strongly connected with the ocean,
Mm.
with the whales, with the dolphins, and that's why we always feel so comfortable speaking and receiving at the same time. So I love it as well. So I think I'm also connected to the oceans as well and the whales for sure and the dolphins. So it's a beautiful gathering, right?
Yes, you are 100%.
All right, everyone. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll be back next week. Um, so please, again, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore, right? So go back and watch and listen again, okay? Because it was so practical, so wonderful, and the activation was powerful, and all the wisdom was amazing. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all so much love and blessings. Bye for now, everyone. Thank you.